Happy Friday, traders. It's Rod with POW Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth. It is Friday, October 30th, the last trading day of the month. And thanks for tuning in for another daily market recap. And make sure to hit the like, show me some support, and consider subscribing and ticking the bell. You'll be notified when I go live in the future. Also, in today's video, we're going to discuss the market sell-off gaining some bearish momentum, and that's due to the earnings from big tech yesterday disappointing and the economic uncertainty that we have on our hands right now. So stick around and we'll jump right into today's content. We're also going to go over some news and events, and I'll do a deeper dive into some broader markets and some individual stocks, as this is the end of the week, end of the month. Very important week ahead with the election as well. So we're going to do a little bit more of a different format today and take some time to go a little deeper into these stocks and ETFs and see exactly what's happening. So stick around and we'll jump into it in just a second. All right, welcome back. So we'll jump right into it. I have a Hexo Molo that I'm a huge fan of. It's Friday. We made it to Friday. Congratulations. If you haven't tried these, try them. They're amazing. So let's dive into today's content. So let me share my screen here. Like I said, I'm going to do a deeper dive today. So in today's video, just to recap, we're going to discuss the market sell-off gaining bearish momentum and heading for the worst week since March, since this whole situation began. So first on the list, we'll take a look at some news and events. So we have some economic data and as well a little bit of a stimulus update. So Wall Street sell-off gains steam, Dow falls 350 points and heads for its worst week since March. So, and we're also seeing a lot of just fear in the markets today, like in our group. So we have news feeds coming directly in, and you can see here they're just pushing out the same articles again and again. Worst week since March, worst week since March. It's been a couple of times now. I think I saw it 4 times since this morning. And also we saw that Robinhood co-CEO says young traders see market downturn as buying opportunities for the long term. This was recycled from the 27th of October. And it's almost as if they're just pawning this off on retail, getting them to buy the dip. But I'm not so sure that this is the dip you want to be buying. I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't advice by any means. Do your own research. This is just my own personal opinion. But I think that we're heading towards a weekly downtrend in the overall SPY broader market and tech sector. And it looks like we did set a double top on the recent all-time high. So I'm expecting more bearish downside from there. But like I said, we're seeing a lot of negative headlines out there today. McConnell expects that stimulus will come in 2021. Not sure when, but that's what he's predicting, while Nancy Pelosi and the Trump administration push for a deal sooner. But if the Democrats win and we have the election next week, if they win and they win the majority, then we could potentially see an even bigger bill passed even sooner into 2021. So we also saw that Winnipeg in Canada, their free press website says shut down now. There was about 11 doctors told the premier and health minister to shut down now. So this could be the beginning of a new trend here. And who knows, maybe we could be entering into a full lockdown in Canada as well. If there's any indication of that, we saw that France and Germany are already locking down. France basically locked up the whole country. And as we know, Europe was hit first in the first wave. So if history is any clue, then we could potentially be in for the same outlook as well. So U.S. consumer spending beat expectations. Outlook remains uncertain though. We saw that come in. German economy grows at record pace before the second wave. And U.S. reports 88,521 new cases as scientists warns of exponential growth. 17 states reached record hospitalizations based on 7-day average. So very, very shaky and uncertain times in the market at the moment. And like I said, that Robinhood article I'll bring that up in a second actually, but Apple One subscriptions came out today as well. Stock doesn't really care though, as it's selling off with the rest of the market, but there are the individual, family, and premier prices. So from $14.95 to $29.95. So you'll be able to save a little bit of money there. We also saw Exxon reports third straight quarter of losses with revenue down nearly 30%. So that's continues to weigh. So they had 18 cents loss of 18 cents per share and generating 46 billion in revenue. No longer the world's biggest energy company. So taking a look at Under Armour's earnings real quick here as well. Under Armour's strong footwear sales help drive earnings beat. Let's take a look at the numbers. Earnings per share, 26 cents adjusted versus 3 cents expected. Huge beat, and 1.43 billion versus 1.16, another decent beat there as well. So again, touching on this article, you can see here, this Robinhood CEO says young traders see market downturns. So it's like they're just sucking in retail, getting them to buy it. It was recycled from October 27th. So like I said, are they just manipulating the market? I think they are. And just as a recap, I'm going to do a deeper dive today. So this video is going to be a little bit longer. Let me know in the comments if there's any tickers that you want covered. I can do my best to answer those. And if you want a quicker response, consider visiting pursuitofwealthgroup.com or powgroup.ca. Join us for a 1-week free trial. This is what we do all day, day in, day out. We have a group of online traders in an online private chat room. We all discuss stocks all day long, and I do private videos and private chatting and updates for members. So consider joining us on a 1-week free trial. No credit card required for the trial. So we'll dive into some indices here, and bear with me while I get this set up. So we still have about 30 minutes left in the trading day, and we are selling off into the close here. We got only 30 minutes left before the monthly and weekly and daily candle close. So it's going to be extremely important. But as we sit right now, if we were to close right now, this would be extremely bearish. As you can see, we did top out. So spy on this monthly chart. We did top out at the resistance line here from this megaphone broadening pattern. And if we decide to respect this a bit longer, then could we potentially test this support level at 200? That'd be a long way down, or 210. That'd be a very, very long way down, but we hit 218 fairly quickly. And as we know, when we trip circuit breakers, things can get ugly in a hurry. So it's entirely possible that we continue this pattern, and it's entirely possible that we set a potential monthly bull flag. That could be a possibility as well. But as of right now, we're trending down on the daily, and we could be potentially set a weekly downtrend. So just taking a look at the weekly, we are very close approaching the 319.80 support. So we had a lower high, essentially a double top from the all-time high, like I mentioned. And if we break below this 319 with follow through, then that'll confirm a weekly downtrend. We also have EMA 12 crossing bearish on EMA 26, which is very, very bearish. And hasn't happened, I think, since the March lows. No, it has not. So that would be very notable. So again, just touching back on the monthly, we saw that the RSI, this pattern here as well, this channel has been very reliable, and we could potentially test this support level again, just like the broadening pattern here with the megaphone. So that might line up well, actually, but we'll have to just play it one day, week, and month at a time. That's not going to happen tomorrow or next week or anything, in my opinion, but it could happen over the next few months to a year or two. That's pretty much all. So we lost that uptrend. That was a very bearish signal. Last month was a indecision candle on the monthly with a little bit of a favor to the bears there with a lower wick. And this month you can see we have a very, very bearish reversal candle forming with an upper wick, huge upper wick, and closing near the low of the month. So if we open up next month red and we close, if we continue to sell off here, we could easily test EMA 12 on the monthly at 314.44 and then EMA 26 at 299.08, which would be entirely possible in my opinion. 300 is a very important number psychologically. Maybe they go stop loss hunting that number. We also have support on the weekly. If we lose 319, we also have support down here at 326. So that's another level that matches up with that as well. So maybe we see a flush of 300 and trigger some stop losses and then bounce off 296, which is also the last weekly higher low. But definitely watching this pattern here on the RSI, watching this megaphone pattern, and looking to see if these EMAs hold on the monthly. You can see on the weekly that we've already lost our EMAs and no longer a possibility of support. Maybe we pull off a miracle here into the last 27 minutes of the trading day and bulls save this and get back above the EMAs. I'll be very surprised if they do, but you can see it's accelerating here now to the downside, and weekly sell volume is matching that of August. Actually should be probably more. Just taking a look at the volume, 477 million, 454 million. So it's going to be very close. We'll see. A lot can happen in 27 minutes. So like I said, could be potentially setting a downtrend here on SPY. On the daily chart, very, very ugly. We had that bear cross, like I mentioned in my previous videos from the last couple of days, and well outside of the daily Bollinger Band. We could on the weekly potentially test this weekly Bollinger Band as well, which is also at 300. So another potential clue where we could be heading. So the daily volume is ramping up. It's going to likely exceed yesterday's volume, in my opinion. We'll continue to monitor that. The RSI isn't oversold yet on the daily, so this could entirely get a lot more ugly before it gets better. We also have a gap in the chart here. So once we do get a solid daily bounce going, we could look to the 335 level as a potential gap fill. And taking a look at the 4-hour, we're in a four-hour downtrend as well. Hourly downtrend, rejecting at EMA 12. We haven't closed above EMA 12 since we broke from the highs of 333 from yesterday. So that's notable if we can close above that EMA 12. Then on the 15-minute downtrend, 5-minute downtrend, I assume. No, we have a low, high, higher, low, higher, high, 5-minute uptrend, just looking for a 5-minute higher low. If we lose, most important support on the 5-minute here is 323.14. If we lose that, we lose the uptrend. And then we'll look to this low here where we could potentially set a downtrend on a lower high and lower low. That would probably be the most likely scenario. But again, at the end of the day, a lot can happen. So that's pretty much all I had on SPY. Let's take a look at QQQ on the monthly. So again, another very bearish candle forming, and monthly consolidation looking like it's underway. We're finally coming out of the overbought territory, but we did have bearish monthly divergent on the RSI. So you can see that the RSI was trending down for since January. So the RSI has been trending down since January 2018, and we've been going up. So that generally means that we could potentially see a reversal soon. Doesn't guarantee it, but it means to keep an eye out for it. So that was notable. We have EMA 12 down at 242 and EMA 26 at 214. So those are some potential monthly supports that we can look to. We also have the previous all-time high here at 237. So that could be another potential, lines up fairly well with EMA 12. That could be another potential support level. Taking a look at the weekly chart. So on the weekly, you can see here, we need to hold 260.11. If we break that and we also have EMA 12 on the weekly at 260. So that lines up well, should be a strong support at 260. And again, EMA starting to curl the other way. Taking a look at the daily downtrend, very, very nasty. EMA 12 crossing through EMA 26 bear cross. So no support on the daily either until that 260.11. Not daily oversold yet. 4-hour downtrend, hourly downtrend, bear volume picking up as well. 15-minute downtrend. QQQ obviously weaker today, and also still going for another lower low here and increasing volume on the 5-minute. Very notable. Rejecting at EMA 12 in the hourly as well. This could get ugly. I am seeing though some bullish RSI divergence here. We're trending up on the RSI indicator here, and we're trending down in the price. So that may lead to a bounce here into the end of the day. We'll see. We'll check back here in a little bit. But pretty much all I had for QQQ. Let's take a look at some other indices as well. So we'll look at IWM. We'll go a little quicker through these. So IWM, monthly higher low and higher high in a monthly uptrend, but huge reversal candle here on, and we were looking to get a bull cross of EMA 12 and 26, but it's not looking like it's going to happen before the end of the day or maybe even this next coming month. But we are just looking for a weekly higher low compared to 142.09, and we're still in a weekly uptrend. We also have EMA 26 support at 150.19, which could act as support as well. Keep an eye out for that level. Daily downtrend, EMA bear cross hasn't happened yet, so that's notable. Very bearish candle on the daily, could be closing near the low of the day. Weekly, very, very bearish candle as well. Where are we at in the RSI on the daily? Not too bad. Not even close to oversold yet. Could get a lot worse. 4-hour downtrend, very similar. Got a little bit above EMA 12 there, but essentially still rejecting at that as well. 15-minute downtrend, accelerating here to the downside. So could see things get interesting here into the end of the day. But let's just fly through some of these. SMH semiconductors on the monthly. See monthly RSI is trending down as well. So we have some monthly bearish RSI divergence. Huge bearish candle there was well outside of the monthly Bollinger Band. Looks like monthly consolidation could be underway very soon, but we're still in a weekly uptrend. Most important support, 153.57. Sorry, 163.57. And we also have EMA 26 there at 163.67. So could line up well for a bounce as well, but I could definitely see this getting worse. Daily, not even close to oversold. We have a huge downtrend here to be watching as well. So using the real candle bodies, that'll be notable once we break above that downtrend, but obviously acting as major resistance. We don't have EMAs crossing bearish yet as well. So that could potentially lead to more downside and test that 164 level. 4-hour downtrend, looking to break to a lower low. Hourly, we did essentially have a double bottom there and broke to it, but we didn't change the hourly trend. Could be looking at a head and shoulders formation here as well. 15-minute struggling. So you get the idea on SMH. Next on the list, let's take a look at DXY. So the dollar, US dollar index on the monthly. So EMA is curling the other way now. We were well outside the monthly Bollinger Band. And you can see that we have a lower wick here on this monthly candle. So would like to see us break a high of 94.74 to get that monthly bounce going again. And let's just see the weekly chart. Weekly, could be setting that up for a weekly trend change. Bulls had lots of room. So 91.74 support on the weekly was the last confirmed support. And we're looking to bounce here off of 92.47 as the next important support. And if we can get over, like I said, that 94.74, that'll confirm a weekly trend change. But then we're going to have to deal with EMA 26 as resistance as well on the weekly. But we're also seeing some bullish RSI divergence there, trending up, and the price was trending down. So we'll check some other time frames. We could be crossing bullish here now on EMA 12 through 26. And like I said, 94.74 in play at the top of the Bollinger Bands, getting tight. Not daily overbought yet. 4-hour uptrend on DXY. So we have a new higher low set here. Taking a look at the hourly, we had an hourly downtrend, and now bulls making a lot of room here to potentially set an hourly higher low and change the hourly trend into the end of the day. We'll see if we can get a 15-minute uptrend, just looking for another 15-minute higher low. We'll see what we can get going into the end of the day here. But the dollar looking to get that bounce going. If we can confirm a daily uptrend, then that will confirm our weekly higher low established. And then most important support on the weekly now becomes 92.47. So again, we want to see that daily trend change. So that might look a little something like this, with higher low and higher high. But the more the bulls want to run as much as possible to give themselves as much room as possible to form that higher low. If we keep running, then we'll probably favor an equilibrium type of pattern and then a break, or maybe something like this, or maybe just a bull flag into a higher high. That's it on DXY. Let's look at US oil. US oil is in a monthly, weekly, and daily downtrend. Let's take a look at the monthly candle. Very nasty, but see we're in a monthly downtrend, looking for a monthly higher low. How do we know when that's set? We'll look to the weekly trend change, and that's no signs of that happening anytime soon as the weekly's breaking to a lower low. Daily downtrend, very bearish. Be watching this downtrend here as well on oil. Try a little something like that. Once we break above that, we can expect a bounce, but daily not oversold yet, getting very close. 4-hour downtrend, hourly downtrend, but not much follow through. 15-minute, looking for another higher low. You get the idea on US oil. Let's take a look at gold as well. So gold, as we know, we've been following now for a while in this weekly descending triangle. So if I were to draw this out for you folks, it would look like this. So there's the descending triangle on gold. And we could even use the real candle bodies there. It might be a little bit more. Yeah, I'd probably use the real bodies and get a little bit more of an accurate picture here. And then for this, use the candle body as well. So you can see here, we did have a little bit of a fake out and we bounced right off of that support. That's why I went long yesterday, and you can check out my video from yesterday, but I went long essentially in the face of that market fear, knowing that SPY's 4-hour oversold RSI was getting very extreme, the lowest it had been since March, and knowing that gold was there as well. We saw a bunch of different reasons, as you can check out that video from yesterday on why I went long, but could potentially remain in this pattern for another couple of weeks, few weeks. We'll see. But generally, these patterns tend to break to the downside as per classical technical analysis theory. And then we don't have any support on the weekly down here till the 1670 level. So I could easily see us, if we lose EMA 26 at 1846, then that will confirm the weekly descending triangle bear break. And then we can look to the bottom of the Bollinger Bands and the 1670 support on the weekly. Taking a look at the monthly, could also be a monthly bull flag, decreasing bear volume on the monthlies. So keeping an eye on that. We also have EMA 12 down here at 1747. So personally, I'm holding off on any gold positions. I'd like to add around the 1700 level and maybe scale in 3 orders, maybe one at 18, one at 17, one at 1650 or 1670 right off of that support. But monthly uptrend, weekly, essentially, we did have a lower low, but not much follow through. So we are technically in a weekly downtrend. We could form a weekly higher low here and higher high. That would confirm a weekly uptrend. But like I said, it's going to be hard to do and break out of this descending triangle on the weekly. Daily. Daily's in a daily downtrend with a lower high and lower low. And RSI not oversold yet either. Taking a look at the 4-hour. 4-hour, we are in an uptrend. So if we do consider, we have a 4-hour inside bar right now, bouncing off EMA 12. We'll just be looking for a 4-hour higher low. On the hourly uptrend, now just looking for an hourly higher low as well. So bulls in control of gold right now in the short term, but longer term, we are definitely bearish in my opinion. We're moving through these fairly quickly, so we'll just take a quick look at XBI. The biotech sector on the monthly, huge reversal candle coming back within the Bollinger Bands on the monthly. Weekly, just looking for a weekly higher low, but still in a weekly uptrend. Also have EMA 26 support at 108.72. Daily downtrend though, and EMA bear cross hasn't happened yet. I'm going to move through these a little quicker though. XLE breaking to a new low. Energy sector monthly, still in a monthly downtrend. Increasing bear volume on the monthly. Monthly oversold. Projecting at EMA 12 on the weekly downtrend. The energy sector is struggling. Daily downtrend. Very, very ugly on XLE. XLV, the healthcare sector. Daily downtrend, increasing bear volume. Very ugly. Weekly, lower high and lower low. Actually, did we break to a lower low? 177, 131. We did technically break. Need to see more follow through than that, but that is looking to confirm a weekly downtrend. So that could give us a clue on what to expect on SPY and QQQ. SPY currently at 323.92, just basically going sideways at the moment. See if there's anything else. So TAN, the solar sector ETF on the weekly, looking for a weekly higher low. Monthly reversal candle well outside of the monthly Bollinger Band. Huge volume, huge monthly oversold. Monthly RSI at 81. I'd start to be looking the other way here. This could be a sell the news if Biden were to win the election. Weekly EMA support down at 61.94. That's the 12 period, and 26 at 52.52. And the daily downtrend. Let's take a look at XLRE, the real estate sector on the monthly, because when SPY consolidated last time and we saw that huge market crash, we never really saw that dip from XLRE and the XHB, the home builders ETF. But now we're starting to see some reversal here on these as well on the monthly. So let's just take a look at XHB, the home builders ETF. You can see here that we're also forming a bit of a broadening pattern, and on the monthly, we could be setting a reversal candle here and monthly consolidation underway. Weekly, we are in a weekly uptrend, so just looking for a higher low. We'll know that that higher low has been established once we change the daily trend, and based on the size of this pullback, we'll just anticipate a lower high on the daily, but bulls will want to see as big a bounce as possible to give themselves lots of room to form that higher low and higher high into a daily trend change. That's pretty much it for XHB. So I think that's all I wanted to mention in terms of that at the moment. Take a look at Bitcoin as well on the monthly to see if there's any clues there. Monthly candle basically doing the exact opposite. We had resistance at 13,880 on Bitstamp here, and we hit 13,864. So we essentially double topped. Monthly RSI not quite overbought yet. The weekly should be just barely above now. And we have no weekly higher low. We had a mini one down here at 10,138, but no higher low from 98.25. So certainly wouldn't be entering bullish right now, in my opinion. I'd be waiting for at least a daily higher low or a weekly higher low. That's pretty much all I had for the macro and broader market. So let's bring up some weekly charts here as well. So SPY on the weekly. If we were to close right now, we got 8 minutes left in the trading day. You can see it's 324.73 now. So we are looking to potentially bounce into the end of the day. We'll see. I'm personally holding some SPY shorts with SPXS and shorting QQQ with SQQQ. And I plan on holding those into the weekend. I also have some MJ positions. We saw that Hexo had their earnings yesterday. Speaking of which, highest in company revenue, and their drinks aren't even on the report yet. And looking to profitability in the first half of 2021. Canopy Growth isn't expecting profitability until at least 2022. So taking a look at SPY, 324.23, we'll see if there's any additional selling into the end of the day, but we're going to close well below the 10-week moving average. The stochastic is cross bearish in a convincing way. The MACD is trending down. We could break support here and confirm a weekly downtrend. This is going to get ugly, in my opinion. These are three major reasons to want to sell and not hold over the weekend right now. SPY on the daily. See, we lost the 100-day moving average, so we don't have any support down here until the 200-day moving average at 310 level. So again, another reason why I'm expecting 310 and 300 to come into play. Weekly, daily MACD getting crushed as well. So taking a look at QQQ, tech sector, if we were to close right now, 7 minutes now, well below the 278 10-week moving average, crossing on the stochastic, and we didn't even cross the MACD bullish ever since it crossed bearish. So that was another clue. Take a look at the daily. We lost the 100-day, no support down here until 241. Taking a look at, let's take a look at IWM. Hasn't crossed bearish on the stochastic or the MACD yet, but very close. Looking to close below the 10-week moving average. Take a look at the daily. We do have the 100-day moving average at support of 150.55 and the 200 at 143.23. So those are some potential levels to look to as well. Just curious what the weekly moving average is on SPY, 310. So again, another level that we could bounce off of. That would be a level I would anticipate if we lose 319, confirm a weekly downtrend, bounce off 310, get a daily, weekly bounce underway potentially just shortly after the election, and then maybe we see a lower high and another lower low down to that 296, 294 level, which would also be strong support, which was the last weekly higher low. So taking a look at SMH semiconductors, 175.49, currently at 173.99. So that would be below the 10-week moving average, crossing bearish on both indicators there on the stochastic and the MACD. SMH daily below the 50. Try to get back above, failed. Upper wick, do have the 100-day at 168 and the 200 at 150. Taking a look at what's next on the list. XLV. Just fly through these here. So bounced off the 100-day or 200-day moving average at $100. MACD trending down on the daily. XLV over here on the weekly. Well below 10-week moving average, both bearish on those macro indicators as well. XLF crossing, starting to cross, well below the 10-week moving average. Well below the 50 on XLE. My bad. XLF. Well below. Let's take a look at XLE on the weekly. Well below the 10-week moving average. Haven't crossed bearish here on the stochastic, but getting very close. All right, so we'll leave it there. It's pretty much all I do. Actually, I do want to bring up XHB. Crossing bearish for the first time since March lows. Another potential clue, XLRE, well below, well below. So let's just take a look at some of the big tech as well. Apple, well below the 10-week, crossing bearish on the weekly. Let's look at Goog, above. So Goog's certainly not really carrying. They crushed their earnings yesterday. And Amazon on the weekly, below, bearish. Let's take a look at Facebook, bearish. Haven't crossed bearish on the stochastic yet. MSFT, Microsoft, bearish. Looking to cross on the stochastic. Tesla, Tesla, first time since March lows as well, crossing bearish, bearish, and bearish under the 10-week moving average. Let's take a look at the daily. Tesla, under the 50, first time it's lost it as well in a very, very long time since we did dip below in September, but wow. $100-day moving average support at 348 and 200 at 244. Let's take a look at Apple on the daily, just getting crushed. Could bounce off the 100-day here at 107.76, which looks like it is. 2 minutes left in the trading day. We have the 200 moving average at 90 as well. Amazon well below the 100-day moving average. 26.21 is the next 200-day moving average. Google well above the 50. So Google definitely standing out as leader of the pack. Let's bring up some individual charts here. So Apple. Let's take a look at the monthly. Monthly, very bearish candle forming here. Weekly, we still have a long ways to go here, down at 103.10 support. Then we don't have any support down to 89. We do have EMA 26 at 103, and we have a bit of a gap on the chart as well, which could be another potential level to be watching here at 96. If we lose that 103, I could see a flush of 100 psychological, and then a strong bounce off 96 with a stop below 89, which is the last weekly support. And we also have the previous all-time high, which was at 99 and 82. So little ways yet from support to confirm a weekly downtrend. Looks like we had head and shoulders here on the daily as well. That broke bearish. Daily not oversold yet, could get a lot worse. 4-hour downtrend, hourly downtrend. We just closed the trading day as well. Actually, before I'll bring up Tesla, yeah. Actually, no, let's bring up Amazon first. So Amazon monthly, huge reversal candle, weekly. So everything that I brought up now on these weekly charts are now confirmed. Monthly charts are now confirmed. This is extremely bearish. And like I said, eye out for this head and shoulders here on the weekly on Amazon. Neckline down here around 2,900. And if we break that, no weekly support, mini weekly support at a higher low down here at 26.45, but no real support down until 22s, 23s. Daily downtrend, increasing sell volume, bearish. We also have the big tech conglomerates under investigation and antitrust probes. So we could see some laws pass. We could also see corporate taxes raised if Biden were to win. Hourly could be we have some huge bull volume coming in there on the hourly. And trying to bounce there into the end of the day. So looking to save 3,000 psychological. That's pretty much all I have for you guys at the moment. I could go over a bunch of individual tickers as well, but for the sake of time, I think I'm going to end it there. Let me know in the comments below, though, if there's anything that I missed or you want covered or my opinion on. Also, MSFT, Microsoft on the Nasdaq. So another similar pattern. We have a potential weekly head and shoulders as well, with a neckline down here around the 197. Taking a look at the monthly, very bearish candle. Let's take a look at Goog as well. Goog on the monthly, like I said, just monthly inside bar, tightening range, and completely standing out from the rest of the peers and the broader market. Huge sell volume though in the day, but upper wick and lower wick, I'd say the bulls are still in control of Goog at the moment. So I did trade Hexo. So I did a couple videos on their Q4 2020 earnings. You can check those out. But essentially, I've been averaging in, scaling into Hexo. I think my average now is around the 65-cent mark on the New York Stock Exchange, so the US ticker. And today, obviously, I was feeling the pain from the drop. But like I said, I had some powder, some cash left over to scale in case we saw a negative reaction. We also saw SPY and QQQ in the overall market starting to trend lower. So I knew not to go too heavy in the event that we saw something similar to their previous earnings report, where we saw SPY roll over in the market correct and Hexo gave back a lot of its gains. So this morning, I knew a lot of people looking to buy on that dip as well. I know quite a few people who did buy it. And just taking a peek at the chart here. So we did hit a low of 58 during regular trading hours here. I think we had a low of 54. Yeah, 54 in pre-market. So I said, okay, we're down about 25%. So I had that cash saved over, quite a bit of cash saved over, left over from that I wanted to scale into. So I knew that we were down about 25% from yesterday's close. So knew we were getting extreme. The RSI was absolutely crushed on, which time frame was it here? Daily wasn't oversold, but on the hourly, it was absolutely crushed. It was down here in the teens, and I knew to be looking for a bounce as the reversed split news came out as well. But I knew to be looking for a bounce. I didn't enter at the 54, didn't want to catch that falling knife. Then we bounced 20%, which was pretty insane, from 54 to 64. Then I entered on this 58 support level. I saw that bull volume come in. So I entered on the next candle, filled around 58.80s or 59, just under 59, and then made about 10%. So my average was now about 65. So I made up some of those losses from last night. I was only down about 10% versus 20%. And then I flipped it a couple other times as well. I bought it at 58, sold it at 60, bought it again at 59, sold it at nearly 61. And then I just added a little bit more to my long-term position. Those were day trades, but then I added a little bit more here at 59 again as well. And we closed the day with EMAs curling, looking for a bull cross on the 5-minute, close at 60.76. So I think that was a bullish close. We had hourly volume coming in there as well, looking to change the hourly trend. But this EQ is going to be very important. You can see I have the low, high, higher low, lower high, higher low, lower high, higher low, getting very tight right at EMA 26 as well on the 15-minute. But I think a lot of better days are ahead for Hexo. Like I said, they didn't have the drinks on this ER. They didn't have a whole quarter of vape sales. So next quarter, they'll see a whole quarter of vape sales, majority from their drinks, such as the Mola, Limonene, House of Terpenes, Little Victory, that, et cetera, et cetera. We also have the Original Stash, which is starting to gain more popularity around Canada, and they're gaining market share. They're looking toward 2021, first half 2021 profitability. So I think a lot of better days are ahead, and it could get a lot more attention if they do turn that profit. Like I said, Canopy isn't expecting to turn a profit until 2022. So I think that's all I have for you guys today. Like I said, today was a deeper dive, and we have the election next week. So Tuesday, expect some more turbulence into next week. Like I said, I have some cannabis stocks, a lot of cannabis stocks actually, my majority being in Canopy and Hexo, and some US stocks as well, but expecting the Canadian sector to see some hype as they're listed on the New York Stock Exchange, and institutional money can flow in a lot easier and quicker, and they have more liquidity as well. So it's easier for the big players to get in and out. So keep an eye on the election results going into the weekend. Keep an eye on any situations with the global economy, any shutdowns, anything can happen. Just be prepared for another leg down. We can absolutely see another leg down, and make sure to develop a plan. Let me know in the comments below if you need any input. I can certainly give you my opinion. Can't give you advice, but I can certainly help you out and do and let you know what I would do in your shoes. So with that, have a great weekend, everyone. Thanks again for joining us for another daily market recap on the pursuit of wealth. It's Rod with Pal Group. Take care.